What's up, family? Man, one of the hardest things you could do in life, have to go through in life, is to watch a loved one self-destruct. You know, um, and yet it's a blessing in disguise. You know, um, because if we're aware, we'll learn a lot about ourselves, and hopefully that individual grow um, and have their dark night of the soul, if you will. You know, they'll have their nervous breakdown and or crash and burn. You know what I mean? And grow from that. You know what I mean? It's it's crazy if you've ever been around somebody who's been addicted to substance abuse. You know, I used to work in the prison system in California as a substance abuse counselor, and we taught the inmates a lot different than life skills. You know, coping skills. And one of the hardest things to do is watch somebody in denial. You know, they don't believe that they have a problem. They have it all under control. You know, and they're sitting back there, you know, thinking that they're controlling the substance, when in reality, the substance has them under control. We're going to talk about that a little bit today, but we're going to take it a whole lot deeper. You know what I mean? Because everybody doesn't have substance abuse issues, but we all have alter egos. Stay with me, we're going somewhere. One of the crazy things about substance abuse is that you'll see people switch. They'll go from different personalities. You know, one minute they could be crying and just, you know, woe is me, and you know, just singing the blues, and the next minute they could be on the phone laughing and chopping it up like, man, ain't nothing happening. You know what I mean? It's like, hold on, wait a minute. You just went to the bathroom and you just came out totally different person. You know what I mean? And you sitting there sipping or smoking or whatever it is that they're doing, you know, popping pills, whatever. And it's like, man, just the light switch turns on, you know, and that alter ego kicks in. And what we have to understand is that that alter ego is a self-defense mechanism, you know, that we have in place. We all have, you know, and if we're not careful, what happens is who we are splits into different personalities. And stay with me, we're going to go somewhere. It's going to get kind of deep. We have these different alter egos or personalities, you know. Church folk call it spirits, demons, whatever, you know what I mean? I don't get caught up in that stuff, you know. Um, anyways, we have these alter egos, and what happens is that depending on the trauma, depending on the circumstances, depends on what types of alter egos you have. You know what I mean? If you were a little kid and you were scared and traumatized and, you know, afraid of something, you know, whether it was a drunk parent, whether it was an abusive parent, or somebody molesting you, or whatever the case may be, you know, something scared you, you know, this alter ego would kick in, this personality would come in, and this personality would make you stronger, would make you Billy Badass. You know what I mean? You're not afraid of anybody. You're kicking everybody's ass. You know what I mean? You're not taking crap from nobody. You know, and that's, you know, I call that Captain Save-A-Ho. You know, that's Captain Save-A-Ho coming to your rescue. You know, your personality, that little kid within you is scared, is traumatized, you know, and so this alter ego comes in, and it's your best friend. It's who you are, you know, and it's there to save the day. It's there to save you, to show you that you don't have to be scared, to show you that, hey, you could kick ass, you could protect yourself. Yeah, I'm not letting nobody get over on me. You know what I mean? I'm not letting nobody hurt me. That's an alter ego. You know, um, maybe that you were called dumb or stupid in class or by your parents or whatever the case may be. You know, and it traumatized you. It traumatized you, and again, your self-defense mechanism kicks in, and this alter ego comes, and it's just another part of your personality shows up, and it says that, hey, man, you're smart, you're a genius, you're a whiz kid, you know what I mean? You're the smartest person you know, and it's just like boom, 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 boom. It's Johnny on the spot. It got all the answers. It knows everything. You know what I mean? Um, and so we can have different alter egos for different things, depending on the trauma. And all alter egos are caused by trauma, you know. And again, in religion, we call those evil spirits. In religion, we call those demons, They're just split personalities. And what I mean split personality is that it's who you are, but it's not who you are. All alter egos is your true person has been divided, it's been split. You know, in psychology, they used to call it multiple personality disorder. You know, now I believe they call it dissociative identity disorder. And all that is saying is that, hey, you're one being, but this one being has this personality, 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 has all these different multiple personalities. And they switch, and sometimes you can't tell the difference, or you can't tell reality. And so you go to this personality. And again, we have to understand the cause of that multiple personality is that there was some trauma took place, and you needed protecting. You needed somebody to come and ride this wave with you, to experience this journey with you. And in reality, all those personalities are who you really are. They've just been separated, you know what I mean? And so, you can see people, they swear that they don't have multiple personalities, but man, they'll start drinking, and man, they'll take on a whole different demeanor, they'll take on a whole different identity, or they'll start smoking, and man, they're annoying as hell, you know what I mean? They take on a whole new personality. Or you can see people get mad, and man, their eyes light up, man, and it's just like, oh shit, you know what I mean? You don't woke the beast, you know what I mean? You don't poke the bear, and now this whole different personality, this whole different demeanor is there, and now you got to deal with this. You know what I mean? And so many people walk on eggshells because it's like, man, I don't know what your personality is today. I don't know if you good. I don't know if you bad. I don't know if you Billy Badass. I don't know if you a genius today. I don't know if you psychotic today or you want to kill somebody today. We have all these different personalities, all these different traits. And some people don't understand that. Man, they're walking on eggshells. They don't know how to deal with you. They don't know how to talk to you. You know what I mean? And so most people, they're like, man, I got to drink just to deal with you, And kids, they'll just sit back and they'll watch and they'll look. And what they're doing is they're gauging who you are. And whoever you are depends on whether or not they want to be associated with you today, If you ain't cool, man, they're running, they're hiding, because they already know that, man, when you like this, man, you're not the one to be around. When you like this, oh, you're so sweet and loving. You're going to make them pancakes and all this other stuff. And you're going to talk to them and you're going to play with them. But man, when you go over here, man, it's a totally different story. You know what I mean? You're going to hurt them, and you're going to hurt them bad. Animals do the same thing, And so we have to understand that we all, and I know we don't want to say this, but we all have different personalities. And we all have different alter egos, You get with your boys, or you with your wife, and man, you're just one way. But then, man, you get with your boys, man, your whole personality changed. All the stuff that you couldn't be when you was with your wife, or your girlfriend, or your mom and dad, or your religious friends. You couldn't be this way around them. So you with your boys and you out and about and you don't think nobody's watching, you don't think anybody's paying attention, or you with your girls for a night out, and man, this whole different being show up, and it's like, who the hell are you? Where the hell you been trapped at? You know what I mean? It's like you've always been there. You've always been there. You just been trapped. You just been waiting for the right trigger, waiting for the right moment for that alter ego to come out. And sometimes some of us were capable of calling that alter ego to come out. You know what I mean? Um, I'm not saying that alter egos are bad. Alter egos are part of your ego, and we have to understand that your ego wants to control you. Your ego is not your friend. We have to get that understood. Your ego is not your friend. Your ego uses these different alter egos to control you. They come as a disguise to help you and to be your friend and to watch you and watch out for you and whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop. But it's control tactics, to keep you a certain way. And so it's to keep you from all of those personalities meshing and blending into your true identity, into your higher self, your greater good, reaching your full potential, And so as long as your ego can keep all these different characteristics or aspects of you separated, you can never reach your full potential. You can never harness all the power that you have. And so we think that sometimes, man, if I could just take on this persona, and you switch, and you go from being docile to Billy Badass, man, that's where the power lies. No, just because you take on this alter ego and this alter ego's been there for you since you were a kid or whatever the case may be, and this alter ego is strong and powerful and don't take no mess nobody, doesn't mean that that's your greatest good. It's not your greatest good. That's just one aspect of you that's strong, that's powerful, that's fearless. But you need all of these other personalities, you need all these other quote unquote alter egos to blend into the one. And so that now you're all powerful. Now you're not that you're all knowing, but man, you're secure. You know what I mean? You're your greatest self. You're the greatest version of you. You've reached your highest good because you've harnessed the power and the ability of all of these different alter egos, not as separate entities, but as one, as you. You know what I mean? And so, man, we have to understand that when I talk about dark night of the souls, man, talking about, you're going to have nervous breakdowns, multiple ones, and if you don't believe me, keep living, let one of your loved ones that you hold dear, let one of them pass away, and you're going to realize real quick that, man, you didn't think you had any more nervous breakdowns left in you, or you didn't think you were capable of having a nervous breakdown. Let your favorite grandchild or your favorite sibling or your favorite child, if you have one, when I say favorite, I'm talking about the ones you're closest to, let them pass away right in front of you. You know what I mean? Let the person you love the most pass away. You're going to realize real quick that, man, yeah. So, we have to get past, and that's part of the ego. That's your ego tripping. Your ego got you convinced that you're all that, and that you're not capable of having a nervous breakdown, and that you're not going to have a nervous breakdown. Because again, the ego understands that once you go into this nervous breakdown, this dark night of the soul, man, that's the cocoon. I talk about this a lot, caterpillars to butterflies. We're all caterpillars in some aspects, and some of us is transformed into butterflies in certain aspects of our lives. What we have to do is learn to bring all of our personalities, all of our alter egos together, and for them to transpose or transform into one huge, beautiful butterfly. You know, um, that's where being enlightened is. That's where being woke is. You know what I mean? And so when you look at Jesus, when you look at Buddha, or any of these other people, man, that's what they had to do. That's what they did. You know, um, and so there's nothing wrong with going through a nervous breakdown. There's nothing wrong um, with having split personalities. We don't call it that anymore, but that's all it is. You know what I mean? We have to learn how to harness them. We have to learn and understand why we have them in the first place. We have to heal that trauma. If you don't heal that trauma, you're never going to harness that power. You're never going to blend that alter ego back into your true nature. You're always going to be split. You're always going to be separated. You know what I mean? And you're always going to be able to go from one personality to the next, to the next, to the next, depending on the circumstance. Again, you have to understand that trauma caused that. Trauma caused that split in the first place. Now you got to go back through and understand, okay, well, what the heck was that trauma? What traumatized me? Why did it traumatize me? How do I heal that? Because all traumas can be healed. Every single one, I don't care what they were. All traumas can be healed. The great majority of us don't want to heal them. Excuse me. We want them to be healed, but we don't want to go through the process of healing them. And that's what the dark night of the soul is. That's what having a nervous breakdown is. Is going through that process. And so you got to go through that process. You have to understand what caused it. You have to go back to that point, to the root of the cause, and be like, man, this is why this transpired. Forgive it. Forgive those involved, or whatever the case may be. Forgive yourself for not being strong enough, smart enough, or whatever the case may be, of being able to handle that. Love yourself. Love that version of you that was traumatized. Embrace that version of you that was traumatized, that was scared, or whatever the case may be. Bring them back into the fold. Bring them back into who you really are. Every single one of us have the ability to reach our full potential. Every single one of us have the ability to become the one. Many years ago, there's a movie Jet Li did. I believe it was Jet Li, called The One, and he saw that he had, he was himself in different realms, different dimensions. He had somehow found the power and the ability to go to all these different dimensions, all these different realms, and find himself. And once he encountered himself, he killed that version of him. And the ability that version had, the power, the intelligence, or whatever that ability that person had, he harnessed that himself. So he took all his power back to become the one, become the mighty, powerful one. And that's exactly what every one of us have to do, with our alter egos. We have to go back in and understand, hey, who is this? Why is this here? Why were you here? Why did I need you? Because we have these alter egos because we needed them. Because that scared little and traumatized version of us as a kid or as an adult couldn't handle that pressure at that time. And there's nothing wrong with being able to say that. You know, that's ego keeping you trapped. Ego keeping you, oh man, I'm not scared of nothing. I've never been traumatized. We'll do. Okay. And you're never going to heal. You're never going to reach your full potential. You're never going to be all that you're capable of being. You're never going to be your greatest version of yourself until you learn to speak the truth, you know, until you learn to deal with reality for what it really is. And the reality is, man, we've all been traumatized. We've all been hurt in some way, shape, or form. And we all have alter egos. Every single one of us, you know, and part of our growth and development is, man, I got to keep that personality. I got to keep that ego in check, you know. One of the things about Star Wars that I love, like Luke Skywalker, his dad was Darth Vader, you know, and I'm a Star Wars junkie, and Luke Skywalker struggled with that struggle. He struggled with that struggle. he struggled with the struggle of, man, his father was this evil villain. His father was this evil entity that, you know, destroyed the lives of so many. And yet Luke wanted to do good, but he felt that pull of his father on him. He felt that pull that he was drawn towards his father, you know what I mean, that connection. And he felt that, man, that was within him himself. You know, he had that same power. He had that same ability. He could walk in his father's footsteps. I've struggled with that exact same thing, you know what I mean? We've all struggled with that. And there's nothing wrong with that. Acknowledge that. Heal that. Embrace that. I love you guys. Happy healing. Peace.